A cruise ship is hit by a hurricane. William asked the captain to slow down the ship, because he heard a rattling of the welds in the cabin. He was afraid that it would break apart, but before he could say anything a wave hit him. The weld burst instantly. There was no word from the contact room. In the nick of time, William decided to send a sailor to tell the captain to stop the ship, because if we keep going like this, the ship would sink and be buried at sea. Without saying a word, the sailor went on deck and set off in a hurry. Suddenly he slipped and almost fell into the sea. There was no time to be surprised. The scene before him plunged him into despair. The entire cruise ship was split in two, and the bow of the ship plunged into the sea right before his eyes. When he heard the news, the crew quickly gathered to discuss how to save themselves. With the bow of the ship destroyed, no one knew if the captain had sent a distress call. The remaining half of the cruise ship would sink in a few hours. Some suggested abandoning the ship's cabin to use the lifeboats to return to the ship, but they were quickly rejected. The storm is too big and it's suicide. While the crowd was talking, William spoke up. Now, the cruise ship's engines and drainage pumps are still working, but the cracks have caused a lot of water to enter the cabin. When the water floods the engines, the power will be lost, and the seawater pumps will stop running. At that point, the ship will sink faster. They'll really have to die too. So, all they have to do now is make a manual rudder, so that they can control the direction of travel of the ship, so that they can find the shoal and run aground, and finally just sound the horn and wait for help. While they were arguing, as they argued, the radio on the sideline suddenly picked up a signal that another large cruise ship had been attacked, with heavy damage. The rescue team was on their way to help. The crowd was disappointed to hear this. This meant that the captain had not sent a distress call at all. Besides, they had all gone to save the other ship. So who would save them? But this is no time to be discouraged. Even in the face of adversity, we have to give it a go. The mate immediately organized the crew to make a rudder, but as the men struggled to get the ship under control, when the men managed to get the ship under control, they discovered that a group of men were missing. It turns out these men didn't believe William's story. They were convinced that the ship would sink. They decided to sneak away in a lifeboat. Now they had the boat ready to go. All that was left was to break away. Hearing this, he picked up an axe and went on deck and cut the ropes, and the lifeboat, after breaking away, was torn apart by the waves. It was only then that everyone realized William had saved their lives. William also stated once again, the ship would sink before dark. If they wanted to survive, they had to work together to find a place to run aground. He then began to assign tasks to the men.